Hey y'all, Bloodwing here, back to bring some grumpiness to your internet. Welcome to Redneck Radio, and with me today is Alex, better known as Irate Bear.
Good evening, everybody. I hope you're all well on this wonderful Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday the day for kicking back or doing the wife's honeydew list.
How you doing?
I'm doing just fine, man. How are you?
I am good. Well, I'm not good, actually. I'm not
You-
good. You
Okay.
see, Bloodwing, ladies and gentlemen, has been a mean old man today. Throwing shade at me left, right, and center. Just no need for it, man.
It's gonna happen. If I like you, I'm gonna throw some shade at you at some point. That's just the way I operate. It's the way I roll.
Well, don't I feel special? Try to say,
Festering wound. Thanks for reminding me. Get your bets in early. When does the old man have to go to the bathroom?
yep, I think we should call that now.
Yeah.
Guys, if you want to place a bet down now when the old man's going to go for a tinkle, go use the old man's room. I put it at 1 hour.
Festering wounds going for 53 minutes. That's pretty specific.
Yeah, that is awfully specific.
Before we get rolling too hard, remember to like and share the stream, please, because you know YouTube's not going to help us out. And if you can and want to help even further, the links to my Patreon and Streamlabs is in the description. I just ask that you let me know if you donate to the Streamlabs so I can read out your comment.
Indeed,
I'll get that hooked up one of these days. I swear, by the end of next week, I'll get it hooked up. I'll get it.
When he says next week, he means December. Come on, man. You've got OBS like on your desktop, right?
Yep.
Open it. We'll do it now. We'll do it live.
We're not gonna do it live right now, Bear.
We should, because otherwise you're not going to get it done.
Yeah, well, I'll catch you on Discord one day and I'll make you sit down and show me how to do this.
Oh, you're going to make me show you how to do it, are you?
Well, yeah.
You know, I offered.
I know you have.
So that's not really making me do it, is it?
But when have you ever refused a request from me?
I don't think you've ever requested anything, have you?
True enough. True enough.
Yeah, the old man doesn't ask anybody of anything, really.
No, not much. I'm to a fault. I'm kind of self-sufficient, or try to be.
Indeed. Did Monkey say he was going to come along?
No, here's how it works, folks. But Bear, you know this, but here's how it works with Monkey. I send him the link every episode. He will show up if he can. That's just the way it is. But he does say, yeah, send me the link every episode, every time you go. And if I can, I'll show up. So we have no clue.
He might not. We'll see.
Yeah.
I had to delete Cryptic's message there because it was obvious hate speech.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah, you don't need to see it. It's too much for your sensitive eyes.
Somehow I doubt that. And since I do have the ability to see deleted tweets,
don't look at it. It'll make you feel sick. Send core ship. That's right, scum. No, Cryptic has been trolling me as usual today.
Oh, yeah.
And trying to say that I should make a mukbang video on Irate Alex.
That's those eating videos, right?
Yeah, mukbang videos, or however you pronounce it.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
You didn't get a notification, Sarah? Oh, geez. Well, even more reason for y'all to like and share it out. You know.
There's some more hate speech in the chat there. Just going to have to remove it. There we go. There we are.
Bears on the censorship drive.
He shouldn't. Trez will fat shame Bear. Trez will fat shame Bear no matter what Bear does. In fact, I had Bloodwing fat shaming me in the hangout before we started the live stream. So
He did. It's
where
true.
have you been, Bear? I said I was having my dinner. So, oh, you're always eating, Bear. No, I'm not. He went, you're like a dustbin. It's just mean. I
Yes,
don't.
I did.
I barely eat.
Well, you have. I will admit this is truthful. You look like you've lost some weight.
Yeah, yes,
You
I
look
have.
like you don't need to lose any more weight.
No, I do.
Uh,
I'm still overweight. Like, I still have the gut, you know.
what's this, Trez? A GPP after dark?
Stop it, Trez.
What is this?
Play sex pest. She made a couple of donations last night during Sinatra's episode of Ghost Poo. And she pretended to be me, Drunkle, and Sinatra when she made the donations.
Right.
Yeah, and if I remember, I'll have to get the message up of what she sent to me, because she had specialized messages for each and every one of us. So if I just get it up quick. And Trez, yes, Trez has been a sex pest as of late. What does she say now? Let me go back a day. Yes, it was a donation from irate_bear. That's not me. I am the outside spoon because Sinatra hates a chili bum. Sex pest. At first, I was like, "Eh?"
Yeah, but she's our sex pest. You know, that's okay.
Yeah, she is our sex pest. She's out there sharing everybody's stuff. You know, Zero the hero is looking to get banned.
Watch him, folks. He's a thoroughly dangerous man.
I am. I wield power. It's not a lot of power, but I will wield it. That was so disgusting. Fucking noodle mukbang ASMR. What's wrong with you people?
So what's going on today? I was really hoping Monkey would show, and maybe he will later and explain to me, because like I was telling you before the stream, I took a break from Twitter pretty much yesterday. And I do that from time to time. If it starts getting on my nerves, I'm capable of walking away.
He does it to avoid me.
You found me out.
Yeah.
But when I came back to it, I took a peek at it about 2 o'clock this morning, right before I went to bed. And I'm like, okay, all I see is Trump caved in, but I don't see any explanation about what they're saying Trump caved in about. So I was really hoping, I knew he could explain it to me. So there's that.
As far as I know, Trump has reopened government for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I think he's dishing out back pay as well. That's as much as I know. There's a bit more to it, but I can't remember exactly what Sinatra said. So,
yeah, but is that really a cave? I mean,
I don't think so. I as Sinatra said, hey, Sinatra says, he suggested it was a strategy
right.
from Trump, which I could certainly agree with.
And let's be honest, the optics is going to be good for him with government employees.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this has gone on quite a while, about a month. And if you've never went a month without a paycheck, you don't know.
I have. It's happened to me when I was in the Navy and I got sent to military prison. You don't get paid for that month.
Yeah.
Devastating.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure I'm not alone. We live hand to mouth, you know, day to day, paycheck to paycheck. And a lot of people in this country, in this world, are like that. And a month can be enough to put you down the drain.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, I got look. Trump's not a stupid guy. He may be an idiot sometimes, but he's not stupid. If you feel me.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows that the optics are going to look good for him, for these government employees. You know, and it kind of makes the Dems look bad because they were doing all the screaming about, well, they got to eat and all these poor government employees and they can't buy tampons and blah 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 blah. But yet they're not giving in or passing anything
Does
that gets
anybody
these
actually
people
say
paid.
tampons?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there was a tweet going around the other day about they can't buy tampons. It was by one of the journos. Says I was in the middle of doing my story on how they can't even buy tampons, and I got laid off. So, but I will finish this story.
Just stick an entire toilet roll up there. That'll do ya. Prospero says he threw the ball back to the Dems court. If the Dems continue to block funding, they'll own the next shutdown.
Yep.
That's the stratagem.
Yep. So yeah, I'm not sure this is a cave. I don't know, but like I said, I don't know all there is to know about it. So
yeah, I'm fairly sure Prospero's got the deets on it because I've not read anything on it. So
yeah,
I'm too concerned with censorship and things like that at the moment.
Well, yeah, that's what's going to be upmost in your mind, being in the UK. What's the latest on that? Give me the 411.
Well, Article 11 and 13 have been defeated for now. Right. You know, it's a bit like, you know, when the Power Rangers go up against Rita Repulsa, you know, I'll get you, Power Rangers. You know, I can see it coming back at some point, but for now, it's defeated. So we're now waiting.
Gotcha.
But yeah, in terms of what I've done today, I got really mad about my camera and stuff. And I've now changed my backdrop. I've taken the green screen down. Yeah. Because using the green screen properly is pretty much a no-go for me. Gotcha. In videos. I mean, I could do it for like a game stream. Like it looks okay for a game stream, but due to my lighting and and the space that I have, it's pretty much just a no-go. And like I can't afford to have tons more lighting. Even if I could afford it, I don't have the space for it. So I'll go on camera and I'll show you all my current backdrop, which is good. I have ordered a couple of things to kind of make it look a bit more homely. Okay. There we go. So this is what it looks like now.
Switch over to the Hangout.
Painted white.
I
ripped down a lot of the soundproofing. Like I have enough directly in front of me to prevent any kind of echo. And I've just painted what I have. I have ordered some things to go up to make it look a bit better. But this is it for now until the stuff arrives.
That's Hawaii privilege.
I know, right? I think my caramel goodly skin contrasts the wall quite nicely.
Well, yeah, it's a nice contrast. It is, yeah.
Fuck you, Cryptic. No, I took the flags down ages ago, grilling Pirate Pete. No, my room is tiny, Sarah. The room's tiny that I'm in.
Yeah, it's more or less just a little shed he's got off the house there.
Yeah, it's literally a brick shed that I converted into an office space. I mean, I've got like soundproofing mat down, a couple of rugs. The majority of the wall is covered in soundproofing. Everything in here is jury rigged. I have like planks of wood that hang from the ceiling that have strip lights wrapped around them. It's pretty ghetto. But yeah, oh god, it's still wet. Ugh. Painted it earlier. So this is what it'll look like for now until I get my posters, which should arrive in the next few days or so. Shut up, Jen, you bully. So yeah.
So I guess we should get on with the news.
Yeah.
One more time though, since we have more people now than when I said it before, please like and share the stream. Give us some help, and if you'd like to, the links for my Patreon and Streamlabs are in the description. If you can't, Hey, it's all good. We're all buddies here.
Grilling Pirate Pete, not Dragon Ball posters. I am a massive fan of Dragon Ball, as you know, but I've ordered an Overlord poster, and a Attack on Titan poster.
It's that Japanese bull crap.
Them Japanese cartoons.
Dadgummit.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, news. As you can tell from the title, or you might, that's a little bit of a reference back to the original Night of the Living Dead. But talking about Roger Stone, I think by now everybody's pretty aware of his arrest and indictment.
Oh, I heard about this on the radio.
It's just the way they come for him that, my gosh, they sent an entire FBI strike team. And it just so happened that only one reporter figured out that they were going to go arrest him. It was just good reporting, according to CNN. Yeah, they seen all the activity and they figured, oh, they're going to go arrest him. Oh, bull. Oh. This was so obviously a perp walk. It couldn't be any more obvious.
Very similar to what they did to Dankula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if this guy's guilty or anything. I don't know. It doesn't matter. This was a perp walk. That's what it was. To make a big show.
Mm-hmm.
Out of his arrest. It was completely unnecessary. The man's never committed any violent offenses, anything that would give him any hint that he would resist. You know, they could have just contacted his lawyer and said, can you have him come in? And he probably would have, more than likely.
Yeah.
Perfectly Faded Delusions. My friend thinks this is good because this will take down Trump. They have wasted what? Over 2 years trying to get him on the Russian stuff. You know, I'm sure there's stuff done, that Trump does wrong that they could go after, but they've wasted 2 years on all this Russian bull hockey.
And got nothing.
Yeah.
And now they've got nothing with this as well.
Yeah, exactly. And well, of course, the Dems are crying, well, this proves that it proves nothing. In this country, we're innocent until proven guilty. The fact that you're indicted on something doesn't prove a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, there's that, Roger. Sorry for you, bud. You know, like I said, I don't know if he's guilty of anything. I don't know. I'm not in the know. I don't know. But that was blatant showbiz. And nobody is buying that CNN reporter just happened to figure it out.
Definitely a tip-off.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Perfectly Faded Delusion. She has TDS and thinks everyone I watch on YT is right-wing Russian bots. Your friend sounds like a real winner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, her friend thinks I'm a Nazi.
Yeah, I'm a Russian bot. You caught me.
Perfectly Fair Delusion should just show her friend all of our channels and just watch her friend go into meltdown.
Hey, Angela Arega. I hope I said that right. I hate my mother-in-law. She needs to go home. Chadwick is right. I understand. I can empathize.
You know, Sarah's cruising tonight.
Oh, yeah?
Well, if the shoe fits. Some cheeky fuckers in the fucking chat. You're all going to get timed out to death. I'll find you and I'll beat you to death with my internet wrench.
Disclaimer. The viewpoints of Irate Bear in this chat are not necessarily the viewpoints of this channel.
They're The views and opinions of our Ray Bear are shared with Bloodwing and the Bloodwing channel, and will be enforced by Bloodwing himself.
No, honestly, we're just he's just playing, guys. Yeah, I don't. He knows I don't do too much censorship unless you're being extremely racist and particularly extremely anti-Semitic. I leave you alone.
But Bear is too lazy to be a Nazi. The uniform alone. Yeah, I know, right? Must be hell to maintain.
Yeah, and then you got to learn to stand so rigid and throw up that salute. No.
I mean, I used to love doing military drill, but have you seen how the Nazis used to do it?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, goose stepping looks like it hurts.
Yeah.
You know, and
it's just unnecessary.
I'm too lazy to learn German, so
yeah.
But anyway, what I do got a couple of stories. I don't have much in the way of humorous stories today, but I've got a couple.
I grabbed a couple of humorous stories for after.
Yeah. There was one here that I'm not going to read the whole story, but I'm just going to touch on a little bit. I was kind of hoping Monkey'd be here for this because it is about his favorite mule-faced Democrat. Let's see. Let me scroll back up. Get the. It's from the Daily Caller, and it says New Yorkers sound off in the streets about Ocasio-Cortez's tax plan. This is campus reform editor-in-chief Lawrence Jones interviewed New Yorkers about Democratic Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez Wednesday, and their answers were nothing but positive. The first few people Jones interviewed said they agreed with Ocasio-Cortez's plan to impose a 70% tax on the rich, which one respondent wanted a 90% rate.
Good grief.
One woman also said she fully supports Ocasio-Cortez's efforts to abolish ICE. I went straight to her district, and the people believe in her, Jones said on Fox and Friends Thursday. They believe in wealth.
She wants to abolish ICE as well?
Yeah.
Is she stupid? Yeah, I guess a stupid question, isn't it?
Yeah. They believe in wealth redistribution. We are a generous country, and this socialism that she's advocating for that we often see on the college campuses at campus reform, she is now pushing. Her district supports it. People should be afraid. Jones said the people he interviewed echoed Ocasio-Cortez's statement about being morally right instead of factually right, and claimed her way of thinking is gaining traction with voters. I'm not going to read any more of that because it's just more the same. But
oh my god! So she herself wants to implement a 70% tax rate.
Yep.
On the rich, and her cohort suggested a 90% tax rate.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to redistribute that wealth, huh?
Right.
And also just get rid of ICE.
Yep. Yeah. Forget that, we've got rules and laws in this country about being an illegal immigrant, illegal alien. We'll just get rid of ICE because it's racist.
Now, correct me on this if I'm incorrect by saying this, right? ICE hunts down illegal immigrants, correct?
Correct.
But they're not the border force themselves.
No.
There's a separate thing for the border force.
ICE looks for them once they're already in country.
So they're out there hunting them down.
Yep.
And sending them back. Okay.
Right.
So you want to stop hunting down illegal aliens in America and just let them get on with it.
Yeah. And it's better to be morally right than factually right. And they agree with that. Well, this is what I say. Of course they do. This is New York. It's the liberal East Coast. Of course they're going to back her up. I mean, they voted her in for Pete's sake. Why don't you try asking Middle America what they think about her?
Yeah, I bet it's not as nice as those from her district at all. A 70% tax rate, because Hey, if you want all the rich people to leave America, that's how you get them to leave.
Yep.
Good grief. They'll just do business from a different country. Or, you know, they'll store their money in Swiss bank accounts and stuff, you know?
That's a pretty apt description there, Trez. She's explaining to someone who I am, someone new to the channel, I suppose. And says he's a cranky old redneck geezer we tied to a chair and make him read articles and entertain us on stream.
I mean, it may as well have taken that level of effort to get you to do this.
It pretty much did. I mean, as I've said before, Bear pretty much saddled me up and rode me until I agreed. Him and another person who shall remain nameless, cryptic, browbeat me into doing this. So,
because Mudwing is an old ass proud boomer,
yeah,
who needs to be kicked up the arse from time to time.
But don't get me wrong, folks. Now I've started it. I thoroughly enjoy it. I look forward to my streams each and every time I do them. I really do. And I love interacting with you guys. Sarah, we in the flyover states don't matter. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
But
we get treated similar in this country, whereas for you it's the those on the coast looking down on middle America. For us it's the class system, you know, the working class don't matter, we're all scum.
And that's exactly what her way of thinking is trying to get here, is the class system.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys want that either.
No. We had that in the very beginning of our country. We don't want it.
It's funny because her policies would hurt the working class.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're too loose on immigration, it hurts the working class.
And if you're too heavy-handed on the rich, that hurts the working class.
Yeah, because it's the rich who create jobs for the working class.
They'll take those jobs and go somewhere where they're not tax so heavy.
Yeah. And it hurts the working class, and the working class can't then earn money and better themselves, you know?
Hascat says 58,000 illegals vote in Texas, and that shouldn't be. I don't doubt that in the least, and that shouldn't be. It should not be.
It's funny how you have left-wing politicians that are so adamant about having illegals vote in your elections as well, because it happens over here as well, you know, because they know that the illegals will vote left-wing, because illegals are usually very, very poor, and the left wing will give them all the benefits in the world in exchange for votes.
Yeah, not only that, but it's the left that has their back. So they know that they can come here, do whatever they want, and the leftists have got their back.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you've been sent an article from Raheem Kassam. I've not seen anything from him in a long time.
Let's.
It's that video with the skinhead girl.
Let's see.
If AOC wants to tax the rich, she should look at taxing Congress. I say send in a legion of forensic accountants to check the accounts of every politician. I say also do the same thing with British politicians as well, because they like to claim their expenses over here as well, and a lot of them tend to claim it for homes and second homes as well. Yeah, not bad.
And just to show that great minds think alike, that article that you just sent me in Twitter DMs was one I already had put aside to talk about.
Oh, good.
But we'll get to that one a little bit later. Pumpkin Trucker, please don't say that Bear rode you. I can't unsee that mental image.
I'm fairly sure if I jumped on Bloodwing's back, he might actually die.
Not until I put the hurt on you some way.
I don't know, man. If I sneak up on you and jump on your back, I reckon you go down.
Let me just clue you into one good rule of life: never sneak up on an old redneck. It's dangerous.
I kind of want to now.
It's dangerous.
I kind of want to.
Maryland, Prospero, Maryland implemented a millionaire's tax and ended up with a sizable budget shortfall. Yeah. Hey, Pat, what's going on?
Good to see you, Pat. Hope you're well. What if Pat jumps on your back?
Oh my gosh, you break me in two. Love Pat to death, but he's a big feller, and I'm just
he's a big guy. He's a big fella.
But what if Pat jumped in? Are you busy, Pat? I'd be glad to send you a link if you want to come in, dude.
I also heard that Bernie's going to be running for president in 2020.
Yeah, which makes no sense, and here's why.
Because he'd be dead by 2020.
If he gets elected, he will be older or as old as the oldest president that we've ever had serve lived to be, period.
He's very old.
Yeah. So
would he be the first president to die of old age in office?
We've had some presidents die in the office, but I can't say that they've died of old age. So not that I recall. I'd have to research that again. But.
I mean, not that he would get elected. I don't think that he would. He's got to get past that primary first. I don't think that would happen.
Yeah.
Because Hillary's running again, isn't she?
Probably. She never learns.
It's my turn.
Yeah.
It's her turn, Bloodbringer. You got to let her in.
You know, I don't care if we have a female president in the U.S. And most everybody I know that was against Hillary doesn't care if we have a female president in the U.S. We just didn't want her.
Mm-hmm.
I have said it ever since Bill was in office. This is no lie. There's something about that woman that scares me. Frank Roosevelt, you're right. FDR did die of sort of kind of old age. It was more complications and other than like that. But yeah, he was getting pretty old. And Pat says he can come in. Okay, give me a second, guys, because you know I can't dual task.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you, Sarah. I think if Hillary does run again, she'd lose. How's where's Trump's popularity at the moment? Approval rating, that's the term I'm looking for.
I am not sure.
Not that polls or anything to go off. As well, guys, I think we can get a few more likes. Can we have some more likes for the old man? He likes likes.
I do like likes.
He collects them.
Yes, like I collect pins.
Exactly.
Link sent, Pat.
We need to deport Hillary to that Hillary where the Aboriginal people won't let anyone land on their island. Oh, I don't know.
Hillary is grooming Chelsea, Deck Train says, and that would not surprise me in the least. At all.
Mm.
It's unfortunate that looks-wise she took after her mother.
Woman cannot control her face.
No, that's true.
Control what?
Hello, Pat.
Hey, Pat.
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
Same old, you?
I've been doing good. Been relaxing. I got the weekend off finally from work. Oh, God. I've been sitting here watching Swamp People Marathon.
Well, good for you. I like that show.
Oh, man. I be loving it right here, on the History Channel. I just hate watching on TV because all these commercials come on when it gets good. I'm like, God damn it.
Them rednecks be crazy.
I'm saying shit, searching especially down here in Louisiana, man, searching all these for all these gays and stuff like that. I think I just watched one episode right now. They call like a 13-foot one. I'm like, sheesh.
In nothing
Better
but
than
pretty much a little bitty boat and a rifle.
yeah, like better than me.
Oh yeah.
All right, so what's going on, yo?
Oh, we're just hanging out, talking about some recent events, and
Oh man.
for some reason, I am getting YouTube alert after YouTube alert from hours ago.
Oh.
And let me get those all clicked off. There we go. All right.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, with all the recent events have been going on, all that right there. It's like, oh God.
Yeah.
Especially political wise and all that right there. And shit.
Oh,
Between
absolutely.
between the mega kids and now like I'm saying Roger being like like arrested and shit like that, and CNN being tipped off and all that bullshit right there. I think they're trying to do everything they can to they're trying to bury like the mega kids thing, like as quickly as they can. But it's like, nah, people ain't gonna let them forget that.
Yeah, I think that's got something to do with it.
Hmm.
Trying to get everybody's attention away from the Covington situation.
Hmm.
But
But
also,
now,
I think, like I said earlier, that was nothing more than a huge perp walk.
hmm
That's what it was. Let's arrest him in a big way, tip off the media, and make him look guilty before he's even tried.
always guilty before innocent.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what it's all about, right?
Hmm. Yeah, at least in their eyes, right there. Uh, I don't know.
Did you have any more
It's a
news, Blood?
I do. I've got another story that I wanted to talk about. Let me get over there and
Grilling Pirate Pete sent us an article on Twitter. I dropped it in the DMs.
Okay.
If you want it.
Representative, and I think I'm saying this right, Ilhan Omar facing new scrutiny over past effort to win leniency for 9 men accused of trying to join ISIS.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Embattled congressional freshman Representative Ilhan Omar, Democrat from Minnesota, once asked a judge to show leniency toward a group of Minnesota men accused of trying to join the Islamic State terror group. The best deterrent to fanaticism is a system of compassion, she wrote at the time. We must alter our attitude and approach. If we truly want to affect change, we should refocus our efforts on inclusion and rehabilitation.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, they want to go fight the people that want to cut our heads off, so let's be compassionate. The 9 Minnesota men were facing decades in prison after being accused in 2015 of making plans, including buying fake passports, in an effort to travel to Syria and fight for ISIS, which was at its peak level of activity and held territory in Syria and Iraq. Omar, who was then a Minnesota state representative, was part of a group that sent letters to Judge Michael Davis urging him to give shorter sentences, arguing that harsher penalties would only lead to more people joining the terror group. Incarcerating 20-year-old men for 30 or 40 years is essentially a life sentence. Cry me a river, don't break the law.
Yeah.
Society will have no expectations of the to be 50 or 60-year-old released prisoners. It will view them with distrust and revulsion. I got news for you. I'm looking at them with those feelings right now. Read Omar's letter to the judge as obtained by Fox 9 in Minneapolis, St. Paul. Such punitive measures not only lack efficacy, they inevitably create an environment in which extremism can flourish, aligning with the presupposition of terrorist recruitment, she added. Omar's letters seeking more lenient sentences resurfaced on social media amid criticism over her attack on Senator Lindsey Graham, Covington Catholic high school students, and the endorsement of social Venezuelan dictatorship. One of the men in particular, Abdiraham Yassin Dwad, was facing over 30 years in prison for trying to join the terrorist group. He admitted in court that he wasn't trying to enter Syria on humanitarian grounds, but rather to participate in the activities of ISIS. I was not going there to pass out medical kits or food. I was going strictly to fight and kill on behalf of the Islamic State, he said.
And she want that guy to have a lenient sentence.
Yep.
Ay, ay, ay.
But Omar told the judge that the best way counter extremism was with empathy rather than punishment. A long-term prison sentence for one who chose violence to combat direct marginalization is a statement that our justice system misunderstands the guilty. What? What's to misunderstand? A restorative approach to justice assesses the lure of criminality and addresses it. According to media reports, almost all the men on trial received lengthy sentences. Good. With Dawad serving 30 years in prison after he was found guilty of trying to provide material support to ISIS and conspiring to commit murder overseas.
Prison.
Yeah.
Prison. We're talking about this. I know this hasn't been a massive issue for you guys over at stateside, right. But for us in the UK, it has been a bit of an issue. Quite a lot of people have gone over to sort of join ISIS and become wives or become soldiers of the so-called Islamic State, and the topic of punishment has certainly been something that's up for debate. It's also been quite an issue within European countries as well. And I don't think that when you go to an American prison, you're likely to come across a Islamic preacher who is going to radicalize you further, like how you would in our prisons. As I'm sure everybody here, everybody listening has heard, we have quite the problem with radicalization in our prisons, and we generally don't take that hard of a stance on punishment, whereas I think we certainly should. So any kind of stratagem would have to be very smart. I have heard of European countries kind of having the empathetic approach to de-radicalize people and whatnot. But seeing as this is a different ball game for Americans should just separate them, put them in different prisons, and lock away, throw away the fucking key.
Yeah, it's being mentioned in chat. Let me ask you a question. Do you think they're going to be empathetic to you?
Of course not.
We all are aware of what were they, 2 college girls just recently that went over there and had their head chopped off on and it was filmed.
Yeah. And remember that couple that tried to sympathize with ISIS?
Yeah.
Gonna go on a love expedition. Go show ISIS some love. Yeah. See how far that gets you.
Yeah. And of course, this is the same lady as the article mentioned that's been in some hot water lately because of her interactions on Twitter with another politician and about the Covington kids.
Mm-hmm. Which everybody's been deleting shit like Hillary Clinton deleting emails, but it's still coming out.
Oh, heck yeah. And because they're making a list and thinking about suing some of these people, and I think they should.
I hope they need to. It's like, honestly, it's like I want them to, but they really need to. Otherwise, it's not going to stop, man.
Yep.
It's like this should be the final straw, because the next time, man, they might actually get somebody. They might actually get somebody killed. Because if people just keep turning the other cheek and stuff like that, they're just gonna keep on getting more and more extremes, thinking like, oh, we can do whatever we want. We don't get away with it, stuff like we can get away with it. Then eventually somebody's gonna die. And when they do and all that right there, hey, then what they're gonna do?
We need to find a way to hold fake news accountable, and this is one way.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm hoping they sue.
So yeah, there is that. And let's see, let me while I'm looking at stuff, Bear, did you have another story?
Yeah, I got some stories and stuff.
All right,
I also did, I don't know whether you watched it, Bloodwing, or not, but did you happen to watch my 5-minute ranty video on the main channel? I
haven't watched anything today.
Okay, well, my 5-minute ranty video was on the journalists being fired.
Yeah, I did see what it was about. I just haven't watched anything today. When I got up earlier and was on Twitter, I wasn't feeling very good. I told you that, but
Yeah.
I really wasn't feeling very good, and I shortly went back to bed.
Oh, okay, fair enough, fair enough. Well, I just sort of, I just allowed myself to just sort of shout into the microphone for 5 minutes, just kind of pointing out, well, this is what you get. This is what you get for contributing to racial and political divide in the West, really. I would say more specifically America. Right. I'm not sure how popular BuzzFeed is over here, but that's what you get. I'm not particularly happy that people lost their jobs, but I have no sympathy for them either.
Yeah. Like I said before, I don't really revel in anybody losing their jobs, but I am glad that there's starting to be some kickback for this.
Yeah, that's how they learn their lesson. That's what they get for pumping out fake news for years and years and years, and just trying to pit groups of people against each other, and treating minorities like they're fucking babies.
Yep.
That's what you get. And hopefully
just weapons.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, you treating Black America as weapons. Treating trans and gay people as weapons.
Yeah, the poor minorities can't defend themselves. Excuse me, have you seen Pat?
Exactly. Yeah. Not only just my size, man, but the way I'm just living. It's like they sit up here and tell me that I can't do such and such because because Bloodwing is keeping me from doing all that right there. Like, how is Bloodwing keeping me from being a success?
Yeah, his existence is a blight on your on you.
I'm like the only person that can keep themselves from succeeding is that person.
Yep. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we all know that all rednecks are racist.
I know, and that's another thing they use right there. They got all these dumbass snowflakes believing that saying that like white supremacy is still like all these white hooded rednecks and all that right there. Like white supremacy is still out there, but it's like it's gotten with the times. It's more modern now. If anything, like I said, hell, the more white supremacist person, in my opinion, right there, is the person who sits up here and actually, gives you the platform, tells you that, lets you, go on those tirades and all that right there and things like that,
Yep.
Like, it's like you ever heard it saying, like, if you ever want to take down somebody, get one of their own. So it's like, hey, man, if you ever want to take down my race of people, you let my race of people do it. Why you think dumbass like Tariq Nasheed and them are running roughshod?
Yeah. Festering wound. Should I feel dirty for watching BuzzFeed food videos in the past? Nah, man, we all make mistakes. We were all young and dumb. Cryptics is the crap you call me. I wonder. It's true. I'm pretty rough on Cryptic, but I know he can take it.
Yeah. I have some news for us to go through.
Go for it.
And we'll start off with this one. YouTube stars, the Dolan Twins, ask fans not to treat father's funeral as a meetup. I've heard of these two, but I've never actually watched their content before.
The who twins?
The Dolan Twins.
Yeah, I've seen some of their content.
I don't know what they do.
A little bit of everything, really.
Yeah?
Yeah, a little bit of everything. Top 10 stuff, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
If it ain't the Hodge twins or the Cinque twins, I pretty much don't
know. The brothers made their requests after the hashtag Sean Dolan meetup party and hashtag Sean Dolan funeral party appeared on social media. YouTube stars Ethan and Grayson Dolan, whose father died Saturday after a 2.5-year battle with cancer, are asking fans not to treat his funeral as a meetup. If you're a fan of Grayson and we love you and appreciate you so much, Ethan Dolan wrote to his more than 7 million followers on Twitter. The best way you could support us during this tough time is to not show up at our father's wake or funeral. Thank you, guys, and please, please, please respect my wish. His brother also made a tweet basically saying the same thing. We want the ceremony to be an opportunity for the family who had a close connection with my dad to say goodbye and pay their respects. We appreciate all of our fans so much. Please respect my father, Sean, Ethan, my family, and me. Send your love through social media only. The twin brothers, who are 19, requested fans not attend Sean Dolan's funeral after the hashtags. Hashtag, I've just read those. I'm not reading them again.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah.
You know, because that's a time of mourning right there. And the last thing you want is people to abuse that, especially in that way right there, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard some awful stories about like really, really big YouTubers, you know, having fans just like invading their privacy constantly. You know, it's
Yeah, people don't seem to have a filter sometimes. It's when they're starstruck.
mm-hmm.
You know, when they're fanboying, and it's amazing the things that they do, and you look at it and you're like, what are you thinking?
Yeah. If I remember rightly, and I'm fairly sure that Jake Paul did this on purpose, but you remember the Team 10 house?
Yeah.
And how basically like parents would take their kids to go loiter outside their house every day. Yeah, it's that kind of thing, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I get it where they're coming from. I remember when my mother died a few years ago, and I've told you before, my mother was a very well respected, well beloved person in the community, in the church, in the family, and it was standing room only. In fact, they had to open up the other side, you know, of the funeral home, and but I don't know how it would have felt if some strangers were there, just because, you know. that would be awkward, and it would soon become a crap show, you know.
You more lost your father and all of a sudden, I love you and all that right there. Like, what the really?
No.
I don't understand like the kind of person that would do that.
There are some nut jobs out there. It's like, you know,
just to try and meet somebody that you watch on the internet, like.
Like shit, because it'd be dad, you know, you sitting right there crying over your dad's funeral, and all of a sudden this crazy ass girl comes and pops her damn titties out in front of you and shit like that.
Can I have an autograph? No, you fucking can't.
At the casket, and they're wanting an autograph.
Taking a selfie with you and your dead dad.
Somebody's gonna be taking a picture. Like, oh, really?
Yeah, I know, man. I don't get people that are like that at all. It just.
If
you want to meet a famous person, go to a Comic-Con or something.
I am familiar with their content, though. I've watched it before. It's not bad. A lot of it's not bad. They have, to me, a very strange way of talking, very strange accent. But yeah, it's a lot of top 10 stuff, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's faithless, like I did with Blair White, even though I fabricated this story. It's like I dropped down a video this morning, you know, like my messing with videos that I'm doing right there about like YouTubers. So I made one about Blair White, about how I met at a meet and greet and I just fanboyed, and I'm saying and I was so excited about making it. I was actually able to take my voice up to a point that I can barely reach now.
Yeah, I mean, I understand it. I fanboyed, you know. I have.
Oh yeah.
I can remember the first time I was in a stream with Bearing. On Bear's channel, and I was starstruck for a little bit. Now, it didn't take me long to settle down and kick in, but
same thing with me, dude.
Yeah, you remember that, Bear? That was the stream where we took the BDSM test.
Yeah. It was the same for me as well, you know, because when I first started doing YouTube, you know, I had a fewer than 100 sub shitty little channel, you know.
Yeah.
And I used to get like 6 or 7 comments on a video. I wouldn't even hit 100 views a video or whatever. And then Bearing, of all people, rocks up in the comment section, you know, offering to speak to me via Skype. I knew who Bearing was. I was subscribed to him.
Right.
My eyes nearly popped out my damn head.
Now,
So
like I said, and I talk to him like I'm saying, like doing like Faye's channel. Like I'm saying, I don't know how people react when it comes to Faye now, but it's like, if it wasn't for him and stuff, I wouldn't even met like half the people who I know right now, man. Like, like Faye introduced me like Baron, he introduced me to like I'm saying some black guy. It's like, man, not yeah, and also, Faye was the one that introduced me to Base Mama.
yeah.
Because it was like the first time I actually got thrown on the stream, and I was nervous like crazy. I'm like, all right, I'm on here, and I'm seeing all these people who are way bigger than me, and I'm like, I don't know what to say because I'm like you. I had like what 125 subs at the time.
Yeah. I was actually on a Base Mama stream with him when he kicked her out of her own stream. it was it was pretty humorous.
Oh,
He says, I didn't think it would do that.
yeah, those were the
Failure
times though, man. I
just
miss
knew
them.
everybody.
Let's just
Didn't
say
he?
she wasn't real happy about it when she got back in.
It was because of Failure that I got to talk to Keemstar on a stream once.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that he doesn't like me much these days, but yeah, I got no
I
ill will
know.
against Failure.
I know so many things have changed, man. It's like God, like what happened?
Well, we could get into that, but I'd rather not.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I have some more news unless you want to go, Blood.
No, you go ahead.
The actual story, guys, with Pat and Blair White is what actually really happened here is that Pat was stalking Blair White on a down low. And he waited for some other fans to mob her, and then he went and knocked them all out and just went in there white knighted for her, and then that's how he got in there in the first place, So Blair was like, thank you so much, Pat. Thank you. And that's how he got in. That's how he got in. But yeah, I do actually have some more news.
Go right ahead.
You're going to love this. Anti-vaccine advocates appointed to Minnesota Autism Council after measles outbreak.
Oh, Lord.
Mm-hmm. It's giving credence to a theory that's false, critics argue. Officials in Minnesota have appointed anti-vaccine advocates to a newly formed state council on autism, sparking controversy in the wake of a record measles outbreak in the state. It's not a good look, is it? State Senator Jim Abila formed the this is Minnesota, obviously, Autism Council last fall to address issues surrounding autism, including treatment, educational options, employment opportunities, independent living, and more. While about 1 in 59 children in the US are diagnosed with an autism spectrum disorder, the rate in Minnesota is 1 in 42. Though the council is not designed to take up the issue of vaccination, it has been ensnared in controversy due to the anti-vaccine sentiments it includes. According to a report in the Minneapolis Star Tribune, at least 2 of the council's more than 30 members are skeptical of vaccine safety and oppose compulsory immunizations. That's how you end up with dead children, mate. One of those skeptical members, Wayne Rode, I think that's how you pronounce the guy's name, was one of 3 initial people, Abela, fucking stupid name, appointed to the council. Rode was charged with helping to shape the council and with picking other members. Oh, God. I'll just read this last article. So the last paragraph, sorry. Rode is a co-founder of the Vaccine Safety Council in Minnesota, which promotes the notion that vaccines are harmful despite extensive scientific data indicating that they're safe. He is also an executive for Health Choice, which advocates that chronic health conditions in children are caused by unhealthy choices, including side effects of vaccine choices. Another council member, Patty what were stupid names? Is also part of both groups. Are they fucking stupid?
Yes. Perfectly faded delusions. What is with the Minnesota? Because the politician we were reading about earlier was Minnesota. We actually touched a little bit, if you remember, Bear, on this story when it first broke, that there were a bunch of people that had contracted measles after going to a Minnesota Timberwolves game. And at the time, I think the number that were in that had caught it was 19. It's now in the 30s. So yeah, it's getting pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that annoys me. See, as far as I know, these people that advocate against vaccinations believe it comes from the mercury that vaccinations have in them. But the mercury is such a minuscule amount.
Yep.
And it's for the preservation of, the actual vaccination. It just wouldn't do anything at all. And they try to say that it causes autism. Like, you're born with it.
Yeah. It's not something that happens from your genetics being altered. It's a genetic thing from birth. That's how autism happens. Mm-hmm. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Even if they had a point, which they don't, but even if they had a point, I would rather risk my child getting autism than to risk them dying of some preventable childhood disease.
Yeah. It's so fucking.
Yes, Prospero. From what I've heard, that's how Blind Press lost her sight. Or I guess what is Faithless that asked. Sorry, my eyes skipped a line.
Yeah, the stuff that's in vaccinations are such just tiny, minuscule amounts, and they're there to preserve, the vaccination itself, to make sure it doesn't go rotten.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Whatever.
And what really cranks my shaft about this is that I think it was 2000, if I recall correctly, measles was declared wiped out in this country.
Until the anti-vaccination crowd came along.
Yep.
Yeah, and brought it back.
Idiots. Absolute morons. But I have some more stuff.
Okie doke.
You're going to love this. Prominent US gay conversion therapist David Mathewson divorced his wife and comes out as gay.
Yeah, I heard about this.
Oh, God.
Oh, silly sausage. Taking the sausage. David Mathewson, that's how you pronounce his name, was a leading member of an ex-gay movement that has been widely discredited by medical professionals. One of the most prominent gay conversion therapists in the US has divorced his wife and wants to start dating men. David Mathewson from Utah was the creator of widely maligned and discredited courses that claim to be capable of changing the sexuality of those who studied them. Now he has acknowledged that his work was hurtful to people and blamed his previous views on the shame-based, homophobic-based system of the Mormon church in which he was raised.
Of course, it's the church fault.
Of course, he's from Utah as well. In a Facebook post published after LGBTQ charity Truth Wins Out revealed that he had quit the practice, Mr. Mathewson said he had realized he had to make substantial changes in his life. So you went gay? It's like that's the only way it's going to make her give reparations to gay people. It's by sucking some dick, I guess.
I'm still trying to what is he?
Okay.
Is he not, or?
Well, I don't know. I think he might be bi and just repressed.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I've been seeing that a lot lately. Like I'm saying, all these bisexual people who just don't want to identify as bi because I don't know. Like, yeah.
I don't know. He wrote, I enjoyed a happy and fulfilling marriage with my wife for many years. Overall, it was a beautiful relationship, and being straight became a core part of my identity. But I also experienced attractions to men, so you're bi then, you dick. Much of the time, these were in the background, but sometimes they were very intense and led to pain and struggle in my marriage. Mr. Matthewson said his desire to be in an intimate relationship with a man had become a non-negotiable need toward the end of his marriage, but admitted that he had still found too much homophobia in himself. So, fair enough.
Pirate Pete says if you ever heard this guy in an interview, he was very flamboyant. Yeah, I've heard that. So a lot of people just really aren't too shocked by it, but it is funny.
But people not go, oh, well, you're very flamboyant, mate, you know, as he was sat there advocating against the gays.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, whatever, mate. Well, I mean, good for you, but the gays ain't gonna let you forget what you did. So,
no.
No, they're not. So I'd be very mindful about where you go and who you socialize with, because even though you may have come out as gay or bi or whatever, you still might find your head kicked in down an alleyway somewhere.
Exactly.
Or strangled to death with like a rainbow garrote or something. I don't know. But I have one more piece of news.
All right. Go ahead.
Yeah. Now, there's a comedian over here in the UK called Russell Howard. I don't know whether either of you have heard of him before.
Name sounds familiar, but I can't place somebody with it.
Well, he's a very typical liberal comedian. A lot of his stand-up has been anti-Trump recently. But when he's doing his normal stand-up, he's quite funny. Until he goes after, the typical right wing. But yeah. Well, anyway, BBC made Russell Howard rewrite a joke in case it offended ISIS.
I said, we can't have you offending those ISIS folks.
Yeah, I know, right? Nervous BBC chiefs once forced Russell Howard to rewrite a joke in case it offended fundamentalist Islamic terrorists. The comic has revealed that executives asked that he change a routine in which he attacked ISIS as not being Muslims following the 2015 Paris attacks that killed at least 130 people. Speaking on his Sky One show, The Russell Howard Hour, the stand-up said, a while back, I worked for the BBC and I did a hit piece about the Paris attacks when I said ISIS weren't Muslims. They were terrorists. And the crowd cheered. And then at the end of the show, the BBC lost their mind, saying, you need to re-record it. You need to say ISIS aren't devout Muslims. I was like, are you worried we're going to offend ISIS? Are they going to write in? Howard then imagined a terrorist mastermind penning a letter of complaint. Dear Points of View, imagine my horror when I was misrepresented on a late night satire show. Farouk and I will be cancelling our TV license. Please excuse my handwriting. I have a hook for a hand. The comic then added, fuck those traitors to their faith. If they are killing people, the least I can do as a comedian is call them names. And if ISIS gets upset, then fuck them.
Yeah.
That would sound like the BBC is afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, they got them that damn scared.
Yeah, they probably saw what happened in France and were like, oh, if we do this, are we likely to get attacked? So maybe that was the reason, And we're joined by a ranting monkey.
What's up,
How are you
monkey?
guys?
Hey, monkey.
How's it going today?
Oh, it's going good, huh?
Sorry I'm late. I ran up to the doctor finally.
Oh, did you? How'd that go?
I have an ear infection, which is what I figured it was.
Yeah, those are rough. I hate those.
So, yeah, what are we talking about here?
I was just reading an article about how one British comedian basically was forced to rewrite one of his jokes in case they offended ISIS.
What?
The BBC.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's them scared they were going to be attacked, but
So what? Fuck off. That's not.
you got to stop doing comedy in the age of terrorism.
Yes.
Yeah, which explains why they're not afraid to attack other religions. They will certainly do that because it's not the Christians or the Jews or the whatever that are going to cut your head off.
Yeah. Do they realize they're sending the message that if Christians don't want to have their religion attacked, what they need to do is start killing people?
Yeah. Exactly.
All right.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's all the news that I grabbed today.
Okay. All right. We did cover a story that your favorite mule-faced Democrat, though, Monkey, earlier.
Yeah, what's she been up to?
They went and interviewed her constituents. And apparently they're all in favor of everything that she says, including being morally right over factually correct. And
I'm not shocked. I mean, this is New York.
Exactly. That was my exact comment.
I mean, she is a good representative of her district.
Yeah. Of course, one of the people they interviewed took it even a step further when asked about her 70% tax on the rich. They said that it should be 90.
That's what Castro suggested when I think it was Castro she was talking to, or was on with her when she suggested the 70. He went, yeah, no, we could go up to 90 easy. Yeah, because it's not his money.
And Bear and I discussed that, did she not realize that this will actually affect the poor and the middle class? Because if you tax the crap out of the rich like that, they're going to go somewhere where they're not. They're going to take their business somewhere, and there goes those jobs.
Yep. Yeah. But that's the thing right there. It's like they just want to create more and more problems just so they can feel like, oh, no, we got to fix this and we got to fix that. And they need us more. I don't know how they think. It's just like, oh,
yeah.
You get a fucking aneurysm.
Anyway, I have a little bit on a lighter note, a little bit that Bear shared with me, and I was honestly looking at before. North Carolina toddler who was missing for 3 days says he hung out with a bear. Were you in America, Bear, recently? In North Carolina? I suppose not.
Where'd he go?
I don't know. Craven County, North Carolina. It took 3 harrowing days for a search team to find Casey Hathaway alive. Facing heavy rain, gusty winds, and low visibility, rescuers and law enforcement combed the difficult Craven County, North Carolina terrain, focusing on up to 1,000 acres of heavily wooded areas. On day 3, a tip led the search team to a spot where they were able to hear the 3-year-old calling out for his mother. Craven County Sheriff Chip Hughes told reporters at a news conference Thursday night. They followed his call 40 to 50 yards into the woods through water to find Hathaway tangled in vines and thorns, Hughes said. He was cold, authorities said, but alive and responsive. Hathaway was taken to a hospital where he is expected to be released on Friday or Saturday. The boy told deputies that he spent 2 days hanging out with a bear, according to WNCT.
Jesus.
Hathaway was playing with 2 other relatives in his great-grandmother's backyard Tuesday, but didn't come inside when the others did, WTVD reported. His family searched for him for 45 minutes before calling 911, Hughes said. He was walking in the woods back there, and we can't find him, his great-grandmother told the 911 dispatcher. The other ones come through the house, but left him there, and he walked off somewhere, and we can't find him. Search and rescue teams from across the state immediately came together to brave the treacherous terrain and low temperatures, hoping to find Hathaway. The FBI, NCIS, dozens of volunteers, and the U.S. Marine Corps also joined the effort to find the boy, Hughes said. Authorities employed helicopters, drones, and canine units, Craven County Emergency Management Director Stanley Kite said. Divers also assessed nearby ponds, WTVD reported. The boy, authorities described as 25 pounds and 2 feet 4 inches tall, was stuck out in conditions so bad that volunteers were turned away from the search. Hughes said his team was concerned about the extreme cold as temperatures dipped near freezing, but against all odds, they found him. It was folks giving us tips and leads. Hughes said we hit every one of them immediately, and it paid off. Fair.
Sorry.
Like,
Also, I'm back.
yeah, we hear you.
Hathaway is receiving medical treatment for cuts and scrapes at Carolina East Medical Center, said Shelley Lynch, spokesman for the FBI Charlotte field office. But police say he is in good spirits and has been reunited with his family. He's good, he's up and talking. Hathaway's mother told reporters he's already asked to watch Netflix, so he's good. What was really special was how Hathaway brightened up when his little sister was brought to see him, Hughes said. Hughes said there's no sign of abduction in his case. Another article that I had read on this earlier said they can't figure out how he survived in such good condition. And he was only about 50 feet away from where he disappeared when they found him.
Was he making his way back?
They don't know. The only thing he said about being out there was he spent 2 days with a bear.
Not me.
Yeah, that's what I asked. I didn't realize you were away from the microphone.
Yeah, sorry.
Were you in America recently?
Yeah,
not recently. I've not been in America since 2011. So
he was hiding the evidence.
Yeah, there you go. Good for him. Good for him.
Oh Lord.
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So yes, I was interrupted by my son. Yes. Little shit that he is. I'm gonna let him wander around the woods.
Oh yeah, you hear about the British man that was almost squashed to death by an obese woman?
I did hear something about that.
Yeah, it's like I got it. I got it pulled up right here, like from Daily Mail. To my British mother was nearly squashed to death by an obese woman crashed on top of her on a water slide at a Turkish hotel, leaving her with a split liver. Ouch! God damn. But anyway, it says a British tourist has revealed how she was nearly crushed to death by an obese woman crashing to her on a water slide while on a holiday in Turkey. Gemma Jocelyn, 32, had just arrived at a hotel in I don't know how to say that name, Faraya, Southwest Turkey, and had gone straight to the resort water park with her 2 children. Seconds after coming off one of the water slides, she was hit by a large woman. Oh my God! Okay. She was.
Oh, good Lord.
She was hit by a large woman hurling down behind her, knocking her over. Shit. Miss Jocelyn from Seaford East Sousa was left fighting for her life after suffering 5 broken ribs and serious damage to her liver and other internal organs in the incident. It goes to show like damn. Yeah, that lady really
bitch.
I don't know, but it really fucked her ass up. You see the pictures?
Wow.
Okay, she is now taking legal action against Thomas Cook after claiming that there were no safety precautions in place at the hotel to monitor who was coming down the slide. I'm like, oh, damn.
That must have been one big woman.
I'm saying, man.
For those who don't know what Thomas Cook is, that's a travel agent.
All right, there were no safety precautions in place at the hotel to monitor who was coming down the slide at her after that the aftercare was damn, fuck, I can't even read this shit. I'm still thinking about it. Okay, let me read that over. Okay, she is now taking legal actions against Thomas Cook after claiming that there were no safety precautions in place at the hotel to monitor who was coming down the slide, and that her aftercare was appalling. The healthcare assistant said this holiday. No, damn. The healthcare assistant said that. Yeah, said that this holiday was my first in 4 years with my 2 girls, and it was a big treat. I had only been in Turkey for 14 hours when we decided to go to the water park at the hotel. There was no staff to direct anyone on the slide, but I told my two young children to wait 10 seconds between each other so they could get out the way. My daughter was supposed to follow me behind, follow me, follow me down afterward, but instead, an overweight woman came down the slide moments after me. So her daughter was supposed to go behind her, but I guess this big old beast bitch just like, move out the way, kid, I'm going.
Did anybody get the name of that well that just run me over? Oh my gosh.
Okay, it goes on saying. I had reached damn. I had reached the bottom of the slide, but all I saw was 2 feet coming towards me. Oh god. Oh. All I saw was 2 feet coming towards me. I knew, god damn. I knew there was no way. I knew there was no way I could move in time. I was thrown backwards into the water, and my eyes were rolling back in my head. I was coming in and out of consciousness, and then the pain was so severe. It was horrific. English translator told me after an emergency CT scan, my only option was emergency surgery. I had split my liver and severely damaged my kidney, which was terrifying as I had donated the other one to my mom in May 2015. So damn. She only got one kidney, and now that motherfucker fucked up because this big bitch done squashed the hell out of her.
Man.
God. Okay. Thomas Cook weren't help with at all. They didn't bother to find out where I was, where my kids were, and I was left sort of out my own care. Miss Johnson claims she was told her insurance didn't cover the hospital care, and she had been taken to a private hospital. So damn. So not only did she get squished by this woman and stuff like that, but the people are saying that she's on her own.
Yeah.
She added, like I said, I had only taken 150. Damn, I forget what that is. I don't know if that's pounds or whatever that sign is. She had only taken 150 with me, and we were all inclusive, but but now I needed 5,000 to have a life-saving surgery. So, sheesh. My friend who
Real quick, I've got a donation that I've missed somewhere down the line, and I just looked at my Streamlabs. Thank you, Vote Man. Hi, Bloodwing. Can I be the first to donate to the Bloodwing for President Fund?
It still goes on for like a couple of more paragraphs, but it's like, it shows pictures of like she's healing up. Where it's like, she's taking legal action and all that right there. It doesn't name the woman who squished her ass, so it's like.
Pat, can I please have that article? I do enjoy stories about fat people.
Oh, God.
Oh, can you just imagine forking out, $500-600 or whatever to go on holiday, and it gets ruined by a big bitch hitting you at max speed, like.
Oh my gosh!
She's lucky to be alive.
Did it ever say in there how big the woman was?
No, it just said an obese woman.
Wow, she
was American size.
Yeah,
I'm saying shit. But it's like I said, she said she comes down, and all of a sudden she sees 2 feet. These 2 feet coming out of the next thing you know, this big bitch just squashes her.
When you said that, I just get this vision in my head of this woman turning around and the look on her face, her eyes getting wide. She sees two big fat feet heading right for her. Holy cannoli.
She must have been a big lady.
I'm saying.
Fat, but very, very aerodynamic.
Hey, babe. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, because, I've put on a few pounds since I turned 50, but I don't think I would do that much damage if I hit somebody coming off the slide. I might black their eye or something.
Yeah.
Oh, where have you sent that, Pat?
I sent it to you through Twitter.
Thank you. Thank you kindly.
And if anybody bet an hour and a half on when the old man has to go to the bathroom, you are the winner. Ding, ding, ding. I'll be right back.
Imagine my shock. The amount of coffee that you drink, I'm not surprised.
You know what? It happens to me even when I'm not drinking a lot of coffee. It's just it's freaking old age is what it is. I'll be back.
He says so. He just has a bladder of the size of a 9-year-old's. Thank you very much. I now have the article. I appreciate that. Thank you kindly. And they're for the chat if anybody wants it as well. Oh, there's Monkey.
Sir.
Are you dying, mate?
I'm not feeling well, man.
You never feel well, though.
No. This ear infection is pissing me off, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah?
I can feel it through my my nerve blockers, so.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it don't just start with the ear. It starts from the ear and then it travels to it travels to the nerves, and like next thing you know, man, it's like whatever side the ear is hurting, that whole side of your face just feels like it's just dead.
Yep. It feels like somebody just punched the shit out of my face right now.
That's not good.
I know that feeling, man. Just imagine having an earache and a toothache at the same time. You ready to kill yourself. Like, I don't care, just knock me out. Take this crowbar and just whack.
Just one shot me, yeah?
No.
I had a really bad ear infection a couple of years back because I made the mistake of trying to clear my ears out with a hair grip, and I must have done something to my eardrum as well. And but the pain was in waves, and it would happen every like 17, 18 seconds, and it would just be like someone stabbing me in the eardrum with a pen. And because I had to put up with it for, I don't know, maybe about 15, 16 hours, and I had to go out in public whilst it was doing it. So when the pain hit, I couldn't lash out like I had been at home, and people were looking at me funny when I kept shouting, "Winnie the Pooh!" out in the streets. It was like, oh, but I couldn't go fuck, so but then the bear was laughing her ass off at me.
Ooh, yeah, and imagine trying to go to sleep and then all of a sudden that pain hits.
Oh yeah, it's not happening.
Well, if you're getting feeling better soon, Monkey, because
yeah, Monkey,
I know that feeling.
Yeah, bless you. He's always in pain, isn't he?
Yeah, but the other ones, at least I'm used to. Any new one is like, fuck this shit.
Yeah, Monkey makes a good point there. Somebody that also suffers from chronic pain. You get used to the ones you have every day, but anything new added on, sometimes it's just more than you can take. So, yeah, I feel you, bud. So since you were late to the stream and feeling poorly today, I'm going to give you the opportunity. Anything you want to rant about today, dude?
No. I'm good.
All right.
Monkey's going to sit back and just enjoy the show.
Yeah, I'm just enjoying the company.
There you go. More than welcome. All right. Do we got what else we got? That I've went through. Did you send me anything else, Bear? That I didn't.
I don't think so. No. The last thing I sent you was the North Carolina thing.
Oh, wait a minute. No, you've got something here. Hold on. I didn't see it because it just showed up as a link. Usually it shows you like a thumbnail and stuff, but pursuit of Doberman masturbating in Target leads to recovery of almost 9 pounds of marijuana, charges for 3.
There's a lot going on in that headline, isn't there?
Yeah. 3 people were arrested on drug charges following an investigation into a man pleasuring himself in a Dover Target dressing room with the door open. City authorities announced Friday. Nice. If you're going to do that, at least shut the door. According to authorities, officers were dispatched to the Target at 148 John Hunn Brown Road on both Saturday, January 19th, and Thursday, January 24th, 2019, for reports of a man they identified as Lewis Foreman, 23, of Dover, masturbating in a fitting room while the door was open. In both cases, he fled the store in a gold Jaguar. Police said on January 24th, after he fled around 9:15 a.m., officers tracked Foreman to the unit block of Stevenson Drive in the Manchester Square neighborhood. Foreman arrived in the area, police said, but he fled on foot when officers tried to stop him, entering a residence through a rear door and hiding in the attic with 20-year-old Tyra Mifflin. A 3-year-old child was left in a bedroom during the pair hiding, authorities said. Both surrendered to police without incident. A short time later, authorities said a search warrant executed at the same residence turned up 8.75 pounds of marijuana in sealed bags, digital scales, packaging materials, and $4,432 in suspected drug proceeds.
Oh, wow.
They were selling their ass off.
Also taken into custody was 29-year-old Kiara Johnson, who arrived at the residence while officers were at the scene. Foreman was charged with 2 counts: indecent exposure, possession with intent to deliver marijuana, possession of marijuana tier 3 quantity, second-degree conspiracy, endangering the welfare of a child, and drug paraphernalia. He was released on $8,750 cash bond. Mifflin and Johnson were each charged with possession with intent to deliver marijuana, possession of marijuana tier 3 quantity, second-degree conspiracy, endangering the welfare of a child, and drug paraphernalia. Each was released on $11,250 unsecured bond. The 3-year-old child was placed in the care of a family member.
And it all started with a public danger wank.
Yeah, twice. Twice.
Couldn't wait till you got home. Yes, had to yank it right there.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm gonna step away. I gotta take my headphones off.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
All right.
I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Bye.
People, if you've got 8 pounds of marijuana or almost 9 pounds of marijuana at home, don't go to Target and take a danger wank. I mean, you'd think common sense would tell you that, but come on.
Hey, mum of many.
Hey, kiddo. For those of you not in the know, she is my real life daughter. Just getting home from work, baby.
She's at work.
She's at work.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, seeing as the news isn't as plentiful as it usually is, Budwig, why don't you spin a couple of ditties, mate?
Oh, you're going to make it story time earlier?
Yeah, so you have to tell more than one.
Oh, gosh, you're going to make me work for it.
Yep.
Okay. There's so many that I have to kind of like do the bingo ball in my head and see which one shakes out. How about the time I faced a white-faced monster?
A white-faced monster.
That's right.
Okay.
Take a drink of coffee, clear the old pipes. All right. Well, it's no secret that my family's from Kentucky. And for a little over a year in the early 80s, I moved back to Kentucky for a while, staying with cousins and stuff, mainly to get me away from my friends and get me out of the drug culture. Because honestly, no lie, I had a problem. And so they took me to. Unfortunately, what they didn't realize is that if you really want to find it, it don't matter if you're in the middle of the hills, you're going to find it. But I had spent the evening at a cousin's house because at the time I was dating a girl that lived at the end of the gravel road that she lived on. And literally the gravel road run out at her house. This is how far out in the boonies it was. But I had left and was coming home, and I got 3 or 4 miles away and dropped the drive shaft out of my old car. Oh, I'm being told Streamlabs, but Cryptic, hold on. Hold that thought.
Streamlabby-dabby-doo-dahs.
Yeah, yep. Come on, reload, reload, reload. There we go. Cryptic. Thanks for the donation. Never going to give you up. Never going to let you down. Never going to run around and desert you. Never going to make you cry. And never going to say goodbye. I guess we've just been rickrolled.
When you get rickrolled by Streamlab. Back in a second, guys.
Okay. So anyway, the drive shaft fell out of my car, which scared the bejesus out of me. If you've ever dropped a drive shaft, you know it makes a heck of a noise. But obviously that car wasn't going anywhere that night. So, I'm closest to just as well go back to my cousin's house because that's closest. Folks, I'm way out in the middle of nowhere. Where my family's from in Kentucky is the hills. There are no street lights, none of those modern, stuff. So I set out walking. Now, I'm not exactly a city boy, not exactly country boy either. I'm somewhere in between. I'm just as comfortable walking through the ghetto as I am walking through the woods. So I don't get scared that easy out there. But as I I finally get to the gravel road that my cousin lives at the end of. I'm walking through there. I start hearing this horrendous banging, a metallic banging, just bang, 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 and it's making me jump. What the heck is that noise? And like I said, there's no street lights. There's no lamps. I can't see. It's total darkness. The only way I can tell that I'm still on the gravel road is the crunch under my feet. And then it came to me. Oh, yeah, there's a pig farm at the beginning of that gravel road. And that's the sound of the feeders. And if you've never heard a pig farm feeder, they're pretty loud. So I calmed down a little bit, but yet my nerves were still up quite a lot. And as I had stopped to listen to the noise and try to figure out what it was, I turned around, and right in my face, inches from my face, was this huge, furry, white face.
You're a Slender Man.
Yeah. Except that he wasn't invented yet in those days. This would have been about 1981 or 2. And believe me when I tell you, I took a big one in my drawers. I know I had to scream out, "Oh my God, what is it?" And for a split second, I just was for sure that a haint had found me. Now, if you don't know, a haint is just a redneck word for a ghost. And that's what they call them. They call them haints. And I just knew that there was some haint from somewhere going to kill me. And then the beast answered me. You know what it said? It said, "Moo." Somebody's cows had got out and in the middle of the road, and I had walked in the middle of them and didn't realize it.
I bet you feel like a right dick.
I immediately said, "Oh, for Pete's sake," and smacked the cow on the flanks. Get out of the way, Bessie. But for that brief moment, I was for sure there was some unknown backwoods critter going to come get me.
Campbell was out there saying you should turn on a Streamlabs. For those who don't know, Bloodwing is still in the process of getting to that minimum requirement for monetization. He's hit 1,000 subs, but there's another prerequisite to it. You have to hit 4,000 hours worth of watch time, which it won't take too long, considering that we do live streams. Right. But yeah, until then, guys, if you'd like to support the old man, you could do so via Streamlabs or Patreon. Links are in the description, and of course, you can like and share as well. That would also help out greatly.
Yeah. I would enable Campbell. I would enable super chats if I could. I have applied for it, and that's pretty much what you have to do. Once you reach 1,000 subs, it allows you to apply for monetization. But they will not give it to me until I get the right amount of view hours in the last month.
And that's just for them to consider you right there. Like once you reach these right here, we'll look into it and see if if you're worthy enough.
Yep. And what burns me so much is that I was, a lot of us were already monetized. We met all the requirements. And then they come and yank it away because they changed the rules. But anyway, yeah, we'll get there. And you're not going to tell me what.
Don't worry. If I have to suffer through Campbell, so do you.
Oh, I do know about. Yeah. I bet that's your dislike on the stream there, isn't it? That's okay.
It was that wasn't him. No,
it wasn't him.
No, I don't think it was him. No, Campbell's he's only just shown up.
Yeah, and not that I care. Whoever left a dislike, hey, fine. It's all interaction, people. It doesn't hurt me in the least or my channel.
You're a piece of shit, and I hope you die for leaving a dislike.
Like, damn, that's
that's kind of a little over the top.
There's a second one there. That was from Campbell.
Older mine asked just how old is the old man. I'm really not that old. I'll be 59 in March. But I am considerably older than most everybody that works in this genre. So yeah, I've become the old grandpa of the internet.
Yeah, it was Duck Dog who left the first dislike. He's a dick like that. I think we can round it off to 75 likes before we finish up.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all, hit that like button.
75 likes and 2 dislikes. Go for it.
Support the stream.
Exactly. Well, you have to tell another story now.
Oh my gosh, I don't know.
Yeah, before you do that right there, it's a trip that, like I say, you bring out like the 80s and like, me, I grew up in the country during the 80s and stuff like that. So I know what it's like to walk down to like the gravel roads with no street lights and things like that and not knowing what the hell's going to pop up. And, of course, I grew up during the slasher era. So, after seeing all the Freddys, the Jasons, the Michael Myers and the Howlings and all those scary things right there and all that right there. Like you didn't have to walk down there, that country road and all that right there, hoping something doesn't pop out on you.
Folks, there is a reason that the 80s were full of cannibal redneck films. There is a reason.
Like the old school Hills Have Eyes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I'm normally not afraid of too much out in the middle of the woods because there's not much out there that's really going to hurt you. Really. I'm more afraid to walk through the ghetto than I am out in the woods. But there's times you can get nervous. If you hear something you're not familiar with, you can't place right away, and you're like, "What's that?"
It's usually your own paranoia that gets the best of you.
It's your own paranoia, your own fears in your mind that wind you up. But I'm usually more afraid of walking through the ghetto. Not here where I live. Some second generation here ain't nobody can mess with me here. But there are areas I've been in the dark of night that I wasn't exactly pleased to be there.
Did I ever tell you about mine and Vanilla Bear's ghost story?
No, go ahead.
One evening, I was just bearing in mind, in the afternoon time of this day, we'd both watched Paranormal Activity together. I think it was the second one for the first time. And that night I said, well, let's have a romantic evening, So I ran her a bath. I did her a glass of wine. I got candles and rose petals, all that type of stuff. Because I used to be a romantic man,
shucks.
I used to be a very romantic guy back in the day. And she had nice music, relaxing music, And when she got out of the bath, I had her lay down on the bed and I gave her a full body massage. And this is way before Alfie was born, and Reese was still a very young kid at the time. And was massaging her back, and our bedroom door starts to slowly edge open. And you can see a shadow on the wall of a little hand, an arm, and what looks like a really, really baggy shirt or something hanging off the arm. And we called out, because we thought it was Reese. So we went, Reese? And the door slowly closed again. And we looked at each other, and there was no sound.
Right.
And I jumped up and I ripped the door open, and there was no one there. And I was like, the fuck? Because Reese is a heavy-footed little dude, heavy-footed little guy. So I ran into his bedroom, and he was deeper than a submarine on his bed. He was just snoring his little head off. And we were like, what the fuck was that? Because it weren't him.
Well, you've inspired me, Bear, because I was going to tell another story, but you've inspired me to tell my real ghost story. But yeah, okay. Go ahead. Keep going.
Oh, no, that's pretty much it, mate. We spent the rest of the night shitting ourselves.
What's that?
I haven't been romantic since.
That was the end of it right there. Cut you off. Yeah.
Sorry, please carry on.
I don't know if I believe in ghosts. I certainly don't believe that they're the spirits of people that have died and returned, but I've seen some strange stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife teased me to this day, we have in this house what she calls my girlfriend. There's what appears to be a young woman that appears from time to time. She opens doors and certain things in the house. And it got so bad we haven't seen her for quite a long while. It got so bad at one point that we actually tried to research the history of the house that was here. This is actually the second house that is set on this property. And to our knowledge, no one's ever died here, no tragedy here, no nothing. But when she first started, I first seen her at the time, J-Kid was still living here. He was sleeping on a futon in my front room. And my youngest daughter and her girls, not Mama Minnie, my youngest daughter, were staying here in the back bedroom. And my granddaughter had this habit of, she used to tell her mom and dad she had to go to the bathroom, but really what she wanted to do was sneak out of the bedroom, sneak up on Papa and steal his Cheez-Its. Because I kept a box of Cheez-Its here. Now, I knew she was doing it. I just played along. That's the whole reason I kept the Cheez-Its. Was the grandkids like to come steal them. And I looked up, I was sitting watching something on my computer or on TV, and I looked up into the hallway and I seen her standing there, my granddaughter. And I said, I see you there. What are you doing? There's no answer. I waited a minute. I said, Cadence, that's her name. What are you doing? What are you up to? Still no answer. And then I started to get up out of the chair to go check. As soon as I did, it disappeared. So I went and looked anyway. There's nothing in the hallway. There's nothing. And there was nothing in the hallway that could even misconstrued, like a hanging coat or something like that,
Yeah.
And that was my first experience with it. And like you, I checked and they were all sound asleep in their bedroom. But I kept it to myself. I'm like, I don't want to look stupid, and I kept seeing it a little over the time, and doors would open and whatnot. And one day I was sitting here with J-Kid, and we were, I don't remember what we were doing, watching football or something. It was just me and him here. And all of a sudden, my bedroom door opened. He says, he turned white as a ghost. I mean, and if you knew J-Kid in real life, that's pretty white. That dude's so white, he's almost translucent. He never sees the sun.
Dang.
He says, did you hear that? I said, yeah, the door opened. He goes, not only did it open, you could hear that the knob turned, then it opened. And there's nobody else here, is there? And I'm like, no. So I got up and I went and I checked it and I shut the door. And by the way, that door, if it has a tendency to do anything, it has a tendency to swing shut, not open. And went back, sat down. Wasn't 5 minutes later, it opened again. Same thing. And I said, well, I guess she wants that door open. We'll just leave it open. And he said, who? And I said, well, I've been seeing this lady in the hallway from time to time. He goes, you too?
Like, well, it's been fun.
And come to find out, not only he, but Mama Minnie and all Jake, his girlfriend at the time, had also seen this, whatever it is. She never harmed anything, though. But it got to the point that she was opening the bathroom door on me while I was trying to take a shower. You know, I'd get out of the shower and the door's wide open. And like, Jake, did you open the door? No. And so I just had a talk. And just as if she was standing right in front. Look, you know, I don't care. You're not bothering me. You're not scaring me. But I've got granddaughters that live in this house. I can't have you opening the bathroom door on me. We can't have that. Haven't heard or seen much from her since.
You have a Streamlabs, although you probably aren't going to want to read it because it's from Campbell, and I know what Campbell's like. And I'm fairly sure we can get 3 more likes, people. Come on, let's round it off to 75.
Be warned, Campbell. I know you don't know me very much. I do not curse, and I will not repeat it. So I will, and that's just a personal decision.
Oh, yeah. Campbell is one that's always trying to get Monkey, right?
I am not sure.
Yeah, he likes to get me.
There's nothing on Streamlabs at the moment. I'm refreshing it. Cryptics was the last.
Oh, okay. So he didn't make a donation. So he's shouting about for Campbell, you dick.
Well, I did see where he asked if I had text to voice enabled. No, I don't even have the alerts enabled yet, and I'm probably not going to enable the text to voice.
Oh man, because I can just imagine what's going
Oh, yeah.
especially when you get that robotic voice. Oh my God, you filthy N-word.
Yeah, the text to speech stuff is how you get alerted. I mean, you can turn it off and just have the sounds.
Yeah, well, I've got a sound clip already set aside that I know I'm going to use. It's a sound bite from Scooter from the Borderlands game series, which I love that series. And it's Scooter saying, "You and Blood have a special relationship, kind of like 2 cousins taking a bath." So. Yeah, there's my stories for the guy for the day. Hope you guys were entertained. What'd you think?
Oh, I love what I'm saying. I love the cow stories.
Yeah.
I think we can have 5 minutes.
I can just picture that happening.
5 minutes of questions, I reckon.
Yeah. Any questions, guys, that you've got? Ask away. Anything you want to know, I will try to answer it.
Yeah, throw them on us.
Klaxon says, "I'ma just lurk here." That's cool. No, it's not. You have to talk now. I do not give you my permission to lurk.
Well, we broke the 75 mark there. It's 76 likes.
Good. Good. And of course, guys, you can support the old man by donating via Streamlabs or becoming a patron. It would really help him out. Make sure that the old man never disappears again.
Yeah.
So it makes me sad.
Yeah.
He does that.
Who's my pick to win Daytona? Honestly, Basma, I've not been that up on it this year. So I really don't have one. I'm sorry. I will say this, though. This is 2 years in a row that I picked the two teams in the Super Bowl when the season started. So kind of proud of myself over that.
I know what Patriots and the Rams.
Yep.
So it's like, oh my God. California versus New England. When you look at that, oh Lord, I'm saying, I hope they don't try to politicize that game, but then again, these jackasses.
Yeah.
If New England wins, then it's going to be like, like it's going to be like, oh, like white supremacy, took over the NFL and all this shit right there. If LA wins, California being to America and shit like that, I can just imagine how that's going to fucking go around.
Can I enable credit card on Streamlabs? As far as I know, it is.
No, you might have to activate it, mate. Yourself. There was a question for me a second ago. Question for Bear. Your studio shed, is it detached shed or an add-on room? It's an add-on room. The houses around where I live at the moment, in Cheshire, the houses were thrown up during the 60s, and they have like these attached wooden shed buildings that are very, very, very small. Would have been better suited as an outhouse, to be honest. It was like there was just nothing in it. It was bare bones room. So I came like everything in here is running off of extensions. Basically, there's no heating in here. There's no electrics going through here or anything. It's all done through a couple of extensions. And thank you, Grisella. Thank you. I appreciate that. Has R.A. Baron Bloodwing been adequately insulted? How badly does your boy Pat need to be insulted? Well, I've received a certain amount of abuse. Bloodwing, not enough, really. Pat, none at all. But, you insult Pat, you have to bear in mind the guys are basically a tank, so I wouldn't advise it.
Yeah. Hey, Bear, answer me.
Like I said, I'm very hard to offend, so it's like,
yeah, he is. But Pat's a big guy, but he's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
When that button is pressed, it's asking for a lot of information for me to enable credit card use, including the last four of my social security number.
No, I haven't seen Ruth Bader. I haven't seen her Rolando being talked about lately. I don't know if she's just resting up or they got her hooked up somewhere where they're trying to keep her. They're trying to keep her lifespan.
I will tell you what. I will look this over after the stream when I have more time, because it's asking for a lot of stuff, and I want to make sure that I look this over really good before I start giving them very personal information like that.
Yeah, even I don't have it activated. All I have is PayPal.
Yeah. Cryptic, thanks for the donation. Do you wish you were a bit taller, a baller, had a girl that looked good, you'd call her? Not sure what that's in reference to, but
that's a song from Skilo. It's a rap song back in the 90s.
Yeah. I never did rap. I tried it. Never liked it, so yeah. Sorry, that was lost on me. But thank you for the donation.
I stopped mostly listening after 1996. After that, it pretty much turned into garbage. They stopped telling stories in the music.
Bands, why did your nose run to Mexico? It wanted to go on holiday. Have I seen The Beastmaster? If you're talking about the very, very old flick, yes, I have, but it's been so long ago, I remember so little about it.
What, the one about that dude named Dar?
I think so.
Or am I thinking about a different one? Because I know they got they got so many versions now, and like the newer versions are like,
yeah.
Let's see. Questions, guys. What we got?
You got Angry Illinoisian there saying hello, showing up to up the views and likes. I'll catch it later when I binge listen to your stuff, Bloodwing. Good bloke.
Yep. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Bloodwing does make his streams public after they're done. So if you happen to miss out, they will be public there to watch.
All right, guys, we are at the end of it. In fact, by my clock, we're a minute past. So thanks everybody for coming. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for the ratio. As always, you guys are too good to me. Alex, as always, thank you.
Not a problem. My
Pat,
pleasure.
you're my bud. Thanks for coming on, dude.
No problem. I had fun.
All right. Well, as always, guys, before I say goodbye, just a reminder, Redneck Radio is 3 times a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 2:30 EST, just so that you're aware.
Or 7:30 GMT.
Yep. And so we'll catch you next Tuesday. And as always, get out of my yard.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.